Today I have some items to show you that I had purchased from AliExpress. It is a planner, surprise, surprise, right? And I have this one out because guess what? I broke my own rule and I forgot to shop my own stash. Completely forgot that I had bought this in the spring. Boy, ain't that the way it goes, huh? I will link a video right here where I talked about, consumerism and the planner community and how I needed to be better. And then I went and did something like this. So I'm guilty of it in the past, and gosh darn it, I am still guilty. Now it came in about a month. It didn't take too long. It came in a nice bubble mailer. Sometimes they don't come in a bubble mailer. Sometimes they just come in a plain plastic. So it was nice that it was protected this time. As you can see, it's the A6. It does come in an A5 though. So it's, you have the option just as if it were a Hobonichi. In fact, I would argue that Kinbor is really trying to be Hobonichi's biggest competition. I don't know if it's ever gonna truly happen that way. Kinbor, I don't foresee Kinbor taking over Hobonichi at all. I mean, the price point is better, the quality is pretty on par, but they just don't have the name or the time behind them as a company like Hobonichi does. Hobonichi has already, built quite a rapport in the planner world, not just, Japan and the US, but everyone knows about Hobonichi. So, but as we're going through this, you're going to see, if you've ever ordered directly from Hobonichi, you'll be like, wow, that is looking very familiar, and you would be right. So it comes in this nice little, bag. It's got some info here. So the size 105 by 150. So really, truly is a true A6. I don't think there's anything else on here that we really need to look at. It just shows some of the layouts here. And then I will show you these at the end. These were dupes for, I'm pretty sure, the zebra sarasas. I'm super impressed with these so far. I will do a live swatch for you, just so you can see how crazy good these are. And they were so cheap, so cheap. I always love a good AliExpress find. So this here, as you can see, I mean, look at that. It's got that black leatherette cover. We got the Kenbor logo. Here it has the year in English, and then it's been a few weeks since I looked, but I'm pretty sure that's the year in Chinese. On the back it says Kinbor, keep imaginative and be on road. So sure. And then it came with this little pamphlet, which is so cute. Totally Hobonichi vibes, wouldn't you say? And I'll just kind of go through this quickly. They are calling it the Kinbor Techo, which is very much like Hobonichi. They call it the Hobonichi Techo. Techo is actually a Japanese word for planner. But basically, this is just a little pamphlet just giving you examples on how to use the different layouts that have been, included in the notebook. And it's cute. This is the Day Free. I just wanted to break it out really quick so that you could see the differences between the two A6s. So this is going to be more similar to the Hobonichi Day Free because it has, daily pages, but there's no written date. There's an area for you to write down the date if you want. And it does have a very light time section here from 6 to 18 p.m. which is 6 p.m. And then it has the calendar in the front that you have to fill out. I did a full review. Well, not a review, but like an overview of this notebook already. Again, I'll link that card right here if you want to see it like really in detail. I'm thinking about selling this. I don't need it because I got this. Yeah, that was a big whoops. I'm curious, if you guys sell planner supplies, where do you sell them? Do you sell them on Mercari? Do you sell them on eBay? Facebook groups? I have done Facebook groups, but then I've been seeing that there's been some bad people, you know, taking advantage of others and not like taking their payment, but not ever sending the product. And so I'm kind of weary of even going into the marketplace and doing that. I think I would prefer Mercari, but if you guys like eBay better, then maybe I'll list everything on eBay and you guys can just, you know, check occasionally and see what I've got for sale, because I've got a huge box of stuff I need to go through. But I'll just show you quick. They're very similar in size. The binding is better though. I don't like this binding too much. It's a little thin. This one's all solid. I really like it. So let's zoom in. You guys like my nails? They're so dang cute. These were Kiss press-ons. Or no, not Kiss. Impress. Got my little bats. And then I have these little spider webs. They glow in the dark. So cute. And then this isn't my real wedding ring, but I think you guys know that already. Let me pull up a chair here so I don't kill my back. So the flyleaf in this notebook is so pretty. It has this pearlescence to it. Oh my gosh. I actually really like that. I was not expecting that. And I think it's just really, really, really pretty. Then we come here to the title page and it just says 2023 Techo. And then we have the full year calendars. So you have the previous year, the next year, and then the current year. And then I do believe that these are holidays. Then you have your vertical months, or maybe some people call a month at a glance, but basically you just get a small line for each day of the month, which is great for like pre-planning, or some people use this for gratitude. Endless options, really. I never use these, although, well, sometimes I use it for pre-planning, like I'll write birthdays down, and it has a nice top section here, like a what do we used to call them? Not a top bar. Top bar, bottom bar, sidebar. We have so many names for things in planners. And then it goes to December, and then it goes straight into your monthlies. So the monthlies are very much laid out like a Hobonichi. I should go grab my Hobonichi. Let me go grab that. Full disclosure, this is actually my second time filming this. I filmed it yesterday and the weather was just so rainy. And when I went into editing, everything was so dark. So I have decided to film again, which is sometimes a good thing, because then you, like if I forget to say something, I can say it this time. So this is the Day Free Hobonichi. So it's a little different than the Techo, but I think you can still get a good feel for how they're laid out. So you get the sidebar, bottom bar. This is the Hobonichi on top. You have your weekends in gray Saturday, red for Sunday, and moon phases. And then we'll go here to the Kinbor. So you still have the gray for Saturday, red for Sunday, no moon phases. And you also get the previous month and next month up here in the corner. Is it always in the corner? No, sometimes it'll, depending on how the months fall. And then you still get a sidebar and a bottom bar. And I think that's really all that's worth mentioning here. And it goes until December. And then it goes straight into the next layout. I do believe, does this one go a little bit further? Yes, so the Hobonichi goes until March of the next year, just so that you can get your pre-planning done, which is nice. But Kinbor has not chosen to do that. So this is what they're calling the yearly plan page. You have two large rectangles that are completely blank. There's no grid or anything. And then you have January through December down here that does have grid. And then this page is all grid and it says plan of a new year. So I don't know, that could be for whatever you want. And then here you have the beginning of the daily section. So here we have January 1st. It happens to be a Sunday, so it is written in red. And then here, as you can see, is a monthly plan page or goals. I think maybe it's a goal page, and it's just lined. I know that's kind of hard to see, but it's not grid, it's just lined. And then every month is going to have that. So that's kind of nice if you have goals, or you have, you know, like if you're using this for work and there's specific projects, you know, it's kind of a nice catch-all area. Actually, it'd be a really good place to just slap your sticky notes too. I never thought of that before, but I would actually probably do that. Just put all my sticky notes here and use it as like a monthly dashboard. And then coming back over here to our dailies. So you have the month, the day, and then the actual day. So the first Sunday, week 1, day 1 of the year. And then like depending on the day. So week 19, day 121, week 34, day 226. So it's kind of cool how it counts up like that. I know that some people do like to track what week we're in. And then down here we have the calendar with the day circled. And then there is a small weather section right here, although it really is a small weather section. You have a tiny, very light time section here from 6 a.m. to 18 p.m., which is 6 p.m. in not standard time. I don't know, what do we call that? American time? Americans call the 24-hour clock military time. And then you have a dot before the 6 and a dot after the 18. And then the rest is that beautiful Tomoe River grid. Listen, it's basically been confirmed, although without me like actually contacting Kenbor directly or Tomoe River and asking them to confirm, is Kinbor purchasing your paper? Like, I wouldn't even know how to go about doing that. But all of the sellers on AliExpress are now claiming that this is Tomoe River paper. It looks like it. It feels like it. The grid looks exactly like it. So I'm going to go ahead and say that that is true and that they're not lying. Well, maybe the grid does look slightly different. Huh. I don't know. I mean, anybody can claim anything they want, so maybe, I don't know. That's a really hard one without contacting someone for confirmation, but boy, it sure does look like it, doesn't it? And it does feel like it. Like, this is not cheap paper. It's coated paper. It's got the dotted grid. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to take their word for it though. And then we go to December 31st, and then that's it for dailies. And then you can see here really quick where I had, you know, yesterday in my bad lighting, done some pen testing. Sorry about that. So then it goes in directly to just blank grid pages. Let's count them because I know that someone will always ask 1, 2, 3, 7.5, and then we go directly into a schedule page. So Monday through Sunday here, and then 8 through 20 here, and with 12 being a divider and 18 being a divider. And then here it has your gift list, so time or date, I don't know. To/receive, name, and the gift. This is the 21 days plan is what it says. 21 days plan. Okay. And maybe, I'm not sure what this would be for other than maybe starting like a new habit. I don't know. And then here we have our favorites pages with a book, movie, music, and plate symbol. And then you have stars to rate it. And then 1, 2, 3, plus a little bit here, lines for jotting down notes. You get 2, or well, I guess 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 pages of that. This says eye exercises on it. This looks very much like a Hobonichi page, doesn't it? Yeah. So here's Hobonichi exercises, and then here's the Kinbor exercises. And then let's see. Here it has paper sizes. I'm just trying to see if there's paper sizes in the Hobonichi too. I'm not seeing them. So here's A6 all the way down here, or maybe B6 is your favorite. And then over here, it has the dimensions of what those paper sizes are, which is really cool. I'm not sure what these symbols mean. And then you have some conversion charts down here. Here you have a map of China, as opposed to the, does this one have a map of Japan? It might not in this one. No. Okay. The day free is a little different. But see, they have the favorites pages too in the Hobonichi 100 list. Here we have a world map and a time zone map. And then this says gourmet recommended. Okay. I'll have to get out my translation app for that. And then this says the 24 solar terms, and it has a lot of like really pretty pictures, and they're mostly of plants, which is very much like this page. This is oh, this one says it too, 24 solar terms. Because I had actually translated this page from Japanese to English. So I imagine they basically say the same thing. And then here we have the very last page. This one is a little funky. It's not going to fit or sit flush with the rest. But it says personal information. This is Kinbor's information. You have a centimeter ruler right here. And here it is in a Hobonichi. Hobonichi, you get the seal, and in Kenbor you get the seal too. Although this comes with a number and the Kenbor does not, but it's still really pretty. Gold foil. And then you have that really cool pearlescent paper again. And then that's the back of the notebook. So that's it. I think it's going to be really easy to use this upcoming year. It was not expensive at all. I think I paid about $15 for it. I think it had been on sale, and that's why I just like grabbed it without even checking my stash first. And then the shipping was maybe like $3. And then I don't remember how much these cost at all. But they're really nice. The quality, like when you're feeling it in your hand, maybe it feels a little cheap, but the ink itself is fantastic. And I want to show you because it is like ridiculously mind-blowing. They have a trick, and I'm just shocked that a dupe would be able to perform this way, because I really like zebra xoxos, but they tend to be on the more expensive side. Sometimes you can find them at, let's see, Walmart. I've seen them at Walmart, the xoxos, but it's like this huge set of like every color ever, and I'm not gonna pay like $25. So let's just see if I can do this. Yesterday it was giving me a hard time because it's an autofocus. I think, yeah, I'll have to do it on the side. So here we have like a dark navy blue. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do a squiggle. Watch this. Watch this. Oh my gosh! No smearing. It like it immediately, oh my gosh, it immediately dries. That is ridiculous. Now, I have not checked yet. I'll check with you guys this time. I don't know if you can highlight over it. We're gonna find out though. And we'll just say this is light blue, although the difference isn't that drastic. Look at that. This is just stupid, isn't it? It's just stupid good. My goodness. I have had way more expensive pens than these that have not been able to perform as well. Oh, and I want to let you know I'm totally making up these shade names because they don't really come with shade names. I think they just come with shade. No, they all say S620. Yeah, who knows? So I'll make up my own. This one might be my favorite. It's this beautiful olive color. It's just ridiculous. I'm so impressed. Now, there's not too much skipping, as you can see, not too much railroading going on. For the most part, the ink is really good. It's just this part, the actual barrel, that could probably use a little bit of work. And this should be a dark gray, but it kind of looks black, doesn't it? Okay, so let's go get some highlighters and let's see if there's magic, and if we can highlight over this, because that would be amazing, because the xoxo mark-ons are super expensive and always sold out. All right, so here are the mild liners. I saw that there are knockoff of mild liners on AliExpress too, so I don't need. No, let's use a color I don't use very much, which would be probably this one, because it's not a light peach. I wish it was. It's more of like this crazy neon. See that? I almost never use it. Yeah, so like I was saying, there's some knockoff mild liners, and I wonder if their quality is any good. All right, moment of truth. Stop it. Oh my gosh. No way. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Oh my gosh. Oh, the gray did a little bit, but just a tiny little bit. Oh my, that is fascinating. They were so cheap too. Can you see just a little tiny bit right there on the edge of that Y? That is ridiculous. Well, I am, wow, I am thrilled. I am thrilled. I just love these colors. I love the concept of not paying, you know, 12, 15 bucks for a small pack of pens. This is so good. This is so good. Super excited. These are so like fall-like too, these colors. And they came in different packs. So if you're like, yeah, that's really great, but I don't like those colors, no worries. They had other packs. And I do like that they kind of spell out the word on the clip here. I mean, that's not necessary, but it's kind of a cute detail. And then there we go. That's it. That's that. That's all I have for this video. I'm really happy about that because as you can see, just to be, I didn't do that yesterday. And oh yes, look at that. No bleed through, none. Ghosting as always, because that is the curse of Tomoe River paper, but there's no bleed through. It's just, wow, so good. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments section. I always respond. Sometimes it takes a few weeks, but I always do respond. And I hope that you have a lovely fall or autumn, depending on where you are in the world, or spring, I suppose, if you're down under. So I will see you guys very soon, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.